What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Who can believe it? I know. I said I was going to be consistent, and here I am. What can I say, guys? What can I say? It's just how it's going to be from now on. We're going to be having a video every single week, and I'm hoping to keep that true. We're 2 for 2 right now, so hey, I'm not taking back my word yet. Okay, guys? Speaking of videos coming up, I have a car show I'm going to next week. Where I'm going to be trying to record some content, hopefully not with copyrighted music this time. And then the week after, at the end of the month, I'm going to NASCAR. It's some kind of NASCAR event, but I'll make sure to record some content for y'all. I'll be like Ricky Bobby up in here, you know.
What?
Shake and bake.
Please, hold on.
Shake and bake.
Yeah.
Anybody.
I want to go fast.
Anyways, to keep this video like short on the yapping, I just want to like jump around real quick. This video is just going to be about some previous content I recorded on when I did pull out the transmission. It's just going to be a lot of B-roll of, you know, me pulling out the transmission. I know y'all are tired of me yapping. You're like, this guy needs a shush.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, I have a problem. I will be, you know, trying to dial down on the yapping. I know y'all don't want to be hearing me talk for long periods of time, so we're going to keep it down to a bare minimum. So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and jump into this video. So, first things first, I had to take the drive shaft off, which this was actually quite easy to take off. It was just these 2 bolts right here that I'm taking off right now. Just the other side was a pain in the butt to take off because the angle it was at. So I ended up lifting up the car from the back and spinning the wheels so it turned the drive shaft. And then it was actually quite easy to reach after that. So after pulling those 2 bracket things out, the drive shaft actually slipped out quite easy. Wasn't too big of a deal. After this, I went ahead and took off the exhaust. I didn't record the first part, but I got this part where I was taking this one off. For the next part I take off, it's going to be the shifter linkage cables, which I point at right there with the camera. These are the main component for how your transmission shifts gears. And I had to take these off just to give the cross member more room to get it off. And these weren't too bad to get out. They were just copper pins holding them in place, which were actually pretty easy with pliers to just grab out. The only thing that gave me a pain in the butt really on taking this thing apart was pulling out the speedometer cable. You can see I'm struggling here with pliers trying to get that thing off, and it is not unscrewing for the life of me, but that thing was broken anyway, so I did not care about breaking it. So I began taking off the cross member. There's 2 bolts on each side holding it in place, and then 2 bolts mounted the transmission. This is what holds the transmission up, and it has the transmission mount on it as well. You can see in this angle right here, that's what the transmission puts all its weight on. But removing this thing wasn't too bad. I just had to jack up the transmission once I actually removed it, just to give it more room. But yeah, it was just like 6 bolts total. As you can see, I'm sliding it out now. It was not that big of a deal. Now I'm just doing like the final thing is taking out the bell housing bolts connecting the transmission. After this, the transmission should slip out. It's not that big of a deal to pull it out after this. Just gonna jump in here real quick. At this point in the video, I'm pretty much ready to pull out that transmission. Just at the time, I did not actually record me pulling out the transmission. It didn't cross my mind, and honestly, bench pressing this thing over my head like I'm Hercules or something was not enjoyable at the time. So I did not want to be, I was frustrated and I did not want to be recording. But anyways, so I pulled out the transmission. I actually had to pull out the bell housing, which is going to be the footage coming up right now, because I actually had to remove the clutch and do some other things to fix the problem I was having, which I'll talk to y'all about here shortly. In this part, you can see I pulled out the transmission. There's the bell housing, and then in the center you can see the inside of the clutch. We had to pull out the transmission and the bell housing because my pivot bearing like shattered into pieces, which you'll see in my hand later on. This thing was like annoying as hell. So in this clip right now, I'm taking off the bell housing, which wasn't too bad because I already took it off from the transmission side. So I think it's like 6 bolts holding it to the engine or something like that. 6 or 8, it's something like that. They're just kind of hard to reach to. As you can see, I'm jamming my hand in the engine bay right here trying to reach it. But after this, I pull off the bell housing, and then I'm able to take off the clutch and figure out that our pivot bearing was the problem that I was having with this car. As you can see in this clip, my transmission's out, bell housing out, and the clutch is out, and then boom, there's the pilot bearing that just shattered. And now, since we've pulled out the transmission, we've pulled out the clutch, we've pulled out the bell housing, we found out what the issue is, now it was time to put everything back together. I actually didn't get too much footage of me putting the whole car back together. I thought it was kind of unnecessary, especially with how much footage I already had. But here's some small clips, like me putting the bell housing back in. And it was slipped in pretty easy peasy. The only problem was all the rocks stabbing me left and right, which, you know, lying on gravel, that's going to happen. But I was lying in gravel because this mechanic shop was letting me use the space at their shop, with also providing mechanic assistance if I need it. Which, as you can see here, one of the mechanics came and helped me put the transmission back into place, which I think was very great. But overall was like quite a good experience just putting this thing back together and like, you know, trying something new, because I haven't actually done any transmission work. So this was a whole new experience for me. And my dad came in over here to help. I was trying to slip the cross member back into place. And then this thing right here, oh my goodness, it is the most frustrating. This was just the thing I fixed in my last video. This thing, I did not know at the time how this thing freaking went in there, and I was struggling so bad to put this in, and finally I got it in. But oof, man, I was so mad when I was doing that. But I'm wrapping it up here. You can see I'm just tying down the last bolts on the cross member, and then I don't think I record putting the drive shaft back in or anything crazy like that. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Some more of me working on the car instead of me just blabbering my mouth the entire time. I thought it was probably like a lot different than the 2 videos that I've been posting, because I've been yapping and not doing a lot of actual work. I can't remember exactly what the issue was on this, but I'm pretty sure my pilot bearing came out. I think I said pivot bearing over on my voiceovers. I meant to say pilot bearing. There's a big difference. Pilot bearing is the bearing between the engine and the transmission. Basically, that thing was shattered. So when I showed the video of the transmission on the floor and all that stuff, and then the shattered pieces in my hand, that was the pilot bearing. And which that caused it to like engage in gear, but it would act like it's a neutral, and it was like a big problem. And I honestly thought I like blew my transmission or something, because this was right after I like just rebuilt my motor. So I didn't know if that was the issue, because I haven't had time to test the car since the car hasn't been running. But anyways, yeah, just to clarify, I meant to say pilot bearing when I was doing my recording, not pivot bearing. But anyways, I'm going to be trying to come out with more videos coming soon. I want to be more consistent with it. But if y'all enjoyed this video, do me a solid and hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video. Come on, share it with your grandma. Like, don't do it for me. Do it for the GTO. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'll see y'all next week. I'll be uploading another video. And I think it'll be on the car show, or I might do something on me working on the car. But it'll be something car related. So thank you all for watching.